New England Patriots fans, it's finally time. I've seen enough comments on this player, so we're finally going to talk about him, and we're finally going to lay this to rest because it's been obnoxious, and quite frankly, it's been enough. This is Sports Talk Patriots. My name's Aaron. Please do me a favor before we get started. As always, hit that like button, subscribe, third time, subscribe. Comment below. Tell me what you think about this video, especially this player. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Let's see. So over the past few weeks, anytime I bring up this position, I always have someone comment this person's name. And I finally, last straw, saw the last comment, and I was like, no, we got to address this. I've mentioned it a handful of times in past episodes, but not enough to give it reason to talk and even take a full episode on, but we're going to do it. I got some other tidbit fun stuff that we're going to talk about as well, but this is the bulk of my message. Ladies and gentlemen, at quarterback, Joe Milton. The last comment I received from one of you, which, hey, passionate, I love it. But I don't want you to think that this guy is going to be the chosen one, bringing the Patriots back. Because again, there's a reason, before we start all of this, there's a reason they picked Drake May at number 3. There's a reason. Other teams wanted him. He's a great talent. He should do very well in Fan Pelt system. Okay? That being said, last comment I got was, Drake May isn't great. It's all about Milton. Oh, man. Okay. Control yourself, Aaron. Control yourself, Aaron. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to jump into it. Let's roll. So hard facts, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know anything about Joe Milton, I will say he is an athletic freak, and I don't use that lightly. He's 6'5", 246. He's a big boy. He can run. He's mobile. He's great at that. He's a young guy. And, played at 2 different colleges, played at the University of Michigan, University of Tennessee. I'm going to give you a brief history of that just because anyone who watches this channel knows I love college football. College football, NCAA 2025 just dropped. I don't play video games, but my buddy down the road has it. I'm going to go play it just so you know. Who knows who I will start as a dynasty. I haven't played a video game in years. Once you have kids, it doesn't happen. And it is what it is. But Joe Milton started his career at the University of Michigan. A lot of people, his comparison, Patriots fans, was Cam Newton. Cam Newton 2.0, exactly. Athletic freak, has the size, has the arm. Again, you've heard me say on this channel before, he has the strongest arm in the NFL. I would argue that. Yes, his arm is ridiculous. If you question that, go to YouTube or Google and search Joe Milton, Orange Bowl, throwing an orange, and it's pretty ridiculous. And so he has all the intangibles, but he just didn't cut it. So at the University of Michigan under Jim Harbaugh, a guy who has developed some quarterbacks, if you look back in his past, he has developed some great quarterbacks. One of those being Andrew Luck, no longer in the league. Sorry if there are any Colts fans watching, but yeah, rough. So he started at the University of Michigan. He started during the COVID year. So this was kind of a weird year for everybody. But what I loved about it, if you remember, I'm a Michigan State fan. So what I loved about it was week 1. You're like, why do you know all this? Again, I love football. Beat Minnesota. They creamed Minnesota. That next week they were playing Michigan State. It was Halloween. And I was just thinking to myself, we are going to get destroyed. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. We're getting destroyed. Go to the big house. No one was there because, we're not going to talk about it, but no one was there. And Michigan State, bunch of guys, ragtag team, went out there and destroyed Michigan. Didn't destroy. Okay, timeout. Didn't destroy. We were bad. Shouldn't have won. We essentially beat them. Don Brown was playing man. You're like, I don't care. Bunch of double moves. And a guy named Ricky White, who plays at UNLV now, he transferred out. Dominated. Joe Milton, not great. So after a handful of games, he was sat, and guess who took over for him? Cade McNamara. Who took after Cade McNamara? J.J. McCarthy. So we see that whole line. But anyways, he realized Michigan wasn't for him. He transferred to Tennessee. Hendon Hooker was starting at Tennessee. Great quarterback, now playing for the Lions. And who knows if he will have the reins in Detroit after the Jared Goff era. Who knows? But he went there, played under a injured Hendon Hooker when Hendon Hooker got hurt. And let me show you this. When he played, just to give you some context, so the only game he actually started was the Vanderbilt game, which they steamrolled Vanderbilt. You don't need to know anything about college football to know Vanderbilt is booty. They're bad. And so they really boost up the academic part of the SEC. If you're an SEC fan, you know it's the truth. So that's the only time he really played. Besides that, it was just all garbage time. So his first year, he threw 10 touchdowns, no interceptions. I would hope so against teams such as Vanderbilt, and then being in there during garbage time in other games such as Kentucky, UT Martin, Ball State, Akron, Cayson Boutte. Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Milton. That next year, he came out. Let's see here. Let me pull this up for you. He came out. We're still on the stream. Awesome. Okay. He did okay. He had 20 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, just under 3,000 passing yards. Sorry about that. But again, it wasn't flashy. Josh Heupel is the head coach at Tennessee. He was at UCF before they brought him in. He is an air raid type of guy, very fast paced. And honestly, that wasn't best for Joe Milton. Hendon Hooker came in. Hendon Hooker and Joe Milton transferred in at the same time. Hendon Hooker won the job. I know you're saying that was a long time ago. Yes, it was. I agree. But when we look at it, Joe Milton, yes, he is talented. But the question is, there has to be a reason the Patriots drafted him, and I don't think it's to be a starting quarterback. So for all those people that think somehow, some way he's going to beat out Drake May, and if he does, I will eat all of my words. All right, I will do. You comment below if I'm wrong. I will do something that doesn't break the law, and isn't too crazy. But I would do it because I guarantee you that will never happen. It will never happen. Now, I do foresee this. I will tell you this, and I've said this before in videos. I do think that Joe Milton will get that third spot as a quarterback. I know some people disagree. I know Zappe has that experience. Again, they saw something in Joe Milton. I think that they're going to ride that. They're going to gamble on that. They're going to take him. Zappe, best of luck to wherever you go. I do think it is possible that Joe Milton in the future, his biggest role would be kind of coming in a, I don't want to say wildcat, but almost a formation where the defense is they're not going to be sure if it's going to be a run or a pass, but something that he can excel at, and a handful of plays where it's like, okay, we're going to do some read option, and you're going to decide if you're going to throw or pass based on these different reads. Maybe they'll do that. But again, he will not be a starting quarterback for the New England Patriots unless Jacoby Brissett gets hurt, Drake May gets hurt. Even in that situation, I see them going out and saying, all right, hey, we're going to actually go pick up, who knows, Joe Flacco is probably still out there. He'll probably want to play. He'll get up off the couch and go do something. So Joe Milton, I'm sorry, guys. It's not going to happen. It's a no from me, dog, as that one guy on American Idol said. All right, we're moving on for that. That book is closed. Some of you are probably cheering like, yes, we don't have to hear that anymore. Others of you are like, well, he's a freak. He's going to start, blah, blah, blah. All right, you live in that world. We'll live in reality, okay? So next, I thought this was hilarious. This was really funny. Oh, nope, not T. Higgins. There we go. Cayson Boutte. All charges dropped in gambling. I thought that was hilarious. And what's funny about that, too, is when he was gambling at LSU, he wasn't even trying to hide it. He was putting names where it was like his full name, and it would be like 01 or 00. So the guy wasn't trying to hide it. It's unfortunate that he had to do that. Obviously, he's talented enough that the Patriots still drafted him. So who knows? I would love if he stepped it up in training camp, but who knows? A lot of projections have him possibly not making the team. So his gambling days might be over. I've used that line more than once on this show. Next one. Now, I know I will say, I told you I wasn't going to talk about this. It's not about the edge rusher. I'm not going to say that person's name at the moment because apparently there's a lot of beef with him and the Patriots and his contract extension. But this one, we're talking about trade rumors, and we're talking about Brandon Aiyuk. Now, the reason I bring that up, and I won't even show you the article, I'll just show you the title, but he basically told the San Francisco 49ers officially that he wanted a trade, and they said, well, no, we're not going to trade you. Multiple teams, including the Patriots, got a hold of him, and they said, yeah, no, we're not going to trade him. So, again, just want to put another story to rest that, yes, he might want to leave. And what's wild about it is the dispute is over $4 million in the contract. I think that's pretty wild. Now, if I was living in San Francisco, I'd ask for every penny that I could get, because who knows, he might be living in a studio apartment that cost, $20 million in San Francisco. Who knows? It's wild out there. It's the Wild West. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about all this? Joe Milton below, do you think he is he even going to make the roster? It's a potential that he doesn't. It's a potential he makes the practice squad. Who knows? So I want you to comment below. What are your thoughts on Joe Milton? Not on any other quarterback, just on Joe Milton. Is he going to make the 53-man roster? What do you think? Were you excited when the Patriots drafted him? Give me some comment below, realistic expectations for Joe Milton. Realistic expectation, Joe Milton, right below. I appreciate you guys. This is Sports Talk Patriots. Again, I would love it if you subscribed, comment below. You guys rock. We'll talk to you later. Peace.